Alright, this next one's going to have to be more like 9 minutes. Alright, enough goofing around with these guys. That's another reason I hate these guys, is you try to get the surprise attack and there's no guarantee. You might have to keep it engaging them over and over. Now I forget what I'm doing. So how are things looking for me completing this run? We're almost 1/5 of the way through. And it's still kind of early to tell. I was hoping to have a really lucky beginning so that these first floors would fly by, like this battle, for example, should be over by now. And we haven't really had much to talk about yet in terms of the spells that I've received or the weapons and their IP effects. Now absorb, you probably won't see me absorb very often. I found that as long as I find a healing spell, the Ancient Cave really provides you with a lot of potions and whatnot. That absorb isn't always necessary, and it really is a time waster to absorb for no reason. For example, if things, well, see, look at this floor, there's no treasure chest. So if things keep going the way they are, I'm not going to be able to face the blue mimics. I just don't have any means to defeat them. And when you're doing a short party run, like a 2-person run or solo run, that's part of your success is knowing when you don't want to engage an enemy, because you just don't have a way of winning. And blue mimics are the #1 enemy that you might get to where you have just no chance. But at least you can usually avoid them, unlike the enemies that chase you around, like archfiends. Fatal Pit. Now normally I would keep that around just in case, but I really want to evolve Flash at this point. Excuse me, Blaze. Kind of sad that it takes 3 hits to knock an orc out at this point. Well, that'll come in handy. Second Gladius. That way both Guy and Dakar can have a holy weapon. If you're facing an enemy like an archfiend, usually I would prefer for Guy or Dakar to have a Gladius equipped than even like a boom sword. I feel like I need just one more piece of food to evolve Blaze here. there's not much going on here, is there? Already to 20. Well, that could come in handy. And you can see the IP effect of the Aqua Sword is Torrent, which attacks all enemies. And that's just not very often effective. Usually you want your IP attacks to focus on one enemy, because usually you're going to want to take out one enemy at a time, especially if it's a dangerous one. Now here's an enemy that moves in a certain way for each of your moves, and there are so many different ways that you can trap them. For example, like that. You're usually looking for an obstacle that's next to the wall. Well, like here it wouldn't work because the stairs will get in my way, but here we go. Now I'm going to make him run into this plant down here, and I'm going to line myself up. I don't know how else to explain that other than show it. But not many enemies move like that, so it doesn't come in handy very often. Ugh. I wanted the surprise attack there. Now here's an example. One or two of my characters are faster than these guys, pumpkinheads, but the other two aren't. So if I try to run, they're going to get some licks in possibly. And again, I'm trying to defeat the Orkies first, just trying to get another jet helm. Wow, already the end of another. Well, that would have been helpful. Alright, I'm going to call it good here.